Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to your September 2025 tarot reading with me, Paula B. Energy. I'm so glad that you're here. Let's take a quick moment to say a little prayer and ask for our angels, guides, and ascended masters to join us and give us the messages that are clear and concise and for the highest good of all who see this video. So mote it be. Okay, your first message, Scorpio, is let go. Enjoy the pulsing light of the firefly, but don't hold on too tight. Ah, interesting. Okay, and that is from the Whispering Woods. This is what the back of the card looks like. And that is your message. They're just a nice little, cute little oracle messages. I like them because they're concise. Your second oracle message is autumn. In the fall season, everything comes together and you reap wonderful harvests of abundance. Okay, so looks like autumn, which we're coming into your season, Scorpio. Hooray, hooray. So abundance is coming towards you this month. I like that. And we are going to take a look at your recent past. Now, if you're watching this in August, you'll be right in the middle of this energy right now. Recent past, as I read it, is now in 6 months, or 6 months, 6 weeks. Maybe it is 6 months. Maybe that came out for a reason. Your very first card is the Empress. This is the card of abundance. This is the card of manifestation, creation in the material world. The Empress is representative of all of the ways that we are able to create what we desire here in the material realm, right? Normally, she's depicted as pregnant as well. So birthing something new. This is really fantastic energy. So if you're in that right now, enjoy it. Your second card is the Two of Cups. This is the card of true love, true partnership as well. So it might not necessarily be love, but could be partnership, perhaps at work, in a career, or perhaps you're partnering with spirit. But it is indicative of truly working well with someone. You really... I'm hearing the meeting of the minds, right? And we kind of see that right there. But it is cups energy, which has to do with the element of water and our emotions. So there's going to be an emotional component there. For some of you, it will be that you have met the love of your life. That is true. For some of you, it will be that you have really hit it off with someone at work and you're really working well together. For a lot of you, and I'm going to say the majority of you, it's going to be that you are finally really connecting with spirit and your higher self, the divine, right? Whatever name you want to call that, God, whatever label that you put on that, you're really, really anchoring into that connection because that's our ultimate partner, right? Okay, so also wonderful energy. And then you also have the Five of Pentacles. Now, the Five of Pentacles shows two people who are outside of a church, a sanctuary of some type. Often they are depicted, actually, this is 3 people. Normally it's 2 people and they're shivering in the cold. So this is a little bit different depiction. Fives are a number that has to do with instability, right? Conflict of some kind. Pentacles has to do with our resources. This corresponds to the element of earth. So we're talking about maybe some instability that we're feeling in any of the areas of our resources. That can be your money and career. That can be relationships. That can be health, time, energy, anything that supports us as a resource. When we're talking about the Five of Pentacles, we're talking about some instability or feeling unstable in one of those areas. But this card is also a card that talks about, are you focused on the things that you don't have? Notice that these people are not going inside the sanctuary. They're outside of it. And they could go ask for help. So when this card comes up, it's a possibility you might have to ask for help this month, Scorpio. Very, very possible. Also, what are you focusing on? Are you focusing on gratitude? Are you focusing on the things that you have? Or are you focusing on what you lack? If you're focused on the lack, you're going to draw more of that to you, as you already know. Okay, then your present energy. So what's coming in for you for the month of September? I'm going to show you this card upright first. You received the Six of Pentacles. Now, normally I would say this is a good progression because you went from the 5 to the 6, but you actually received this card upside down. To me, it looks like the money is just kind of like falling away. In the upright position, this is a card of charity, of being able to give out of your extra. I'm going to say that that is not the case in the month of September for you, Scorpio. It's going to be a month where you're going to really have to count the cost. And by that, I mean you're going to need to count the cost of what it costs you personally when you're in a relationship, a career, or whatever. Whatever the resource is, so relationships, money, health, time, energy, it's time for you to count the cost. Are you spending too much of your resource, and what are you getting back? Okay. Now, moving on to your next card in your present energy, you have the Nine of Wands. I think this corresponds exactly to that. Nine of Wands. Wands, first of all, is fire energy, and it has to do with our actions. It also has to do with our connection to spirit, but primarily our actions, our passions, our drives. And what we see here is a soldier who's taking a knee. He's been in a battle. You can see the wands that he has won behind him, but he's also placed them in a line in a defensive position. He actually is defending his position. He is having to take a stance that says, this is my line, and you can't cross that. This is part of that counting the cost, Scorpio. It's time to set some boundaries and not just let everybody have whatever they want out of you. It's time for you to go, nope, sorry, I've got to hold some of this back for myself. Nothing wrong with that. Boundaries is more about the actions and the attitude that we have rather than pushing people away or trying to keep someone else from doing something. Remember, you can't make anybody do anything, okay? You can only control yourself, your actions, and your reactions. So what are those going to be? It's better if you decide that up front and go, yeah, this is where I'm drawing the line in the sand, rather than have someone do something and then you discover, oh, they crossed a boundary I didn't realize I had. So this is going to be figuring out what your boundaries are this month, Scorpio. I like that a lot. Then your next card in your present energy for September is the Knight of Swords. Once you figure out those boundaries, now you're going to be able to move forward. Swords energy has to do with air and our mental processes, how we think about something, how we reason and logic, and how we communicate. So what we're seeing that you're looking at the situation and figuring out, okay, am I getting out of it what I need to get out of it? Oh, no, I'm not. I got to set a boundary. And then you're going, now I'm going to communicate that to others. It's important that you do that. People don't know if they've crossed a boundary if you've never communicated the boundary. And there are different ways to do that. You do not have to do it in a harsh manner, but you can say, nope, sorry, I don't take any work phone calls after 6 o'clock at night. Maybe that's a boundary that you set, for example. There could be lots of examples of that. And you are going to be communicating those clearly and concisely. You've got this Knight of Swords. He is all about truth and being having a lot of clarity. Okay, now we're coming to your future energy. So the energy towards the end of September, moving on into October. Your very first card is the Devil card. And the Devil is a card of, first of all, in the upright position, as I read it, the Devil is a card of creation here in the material world. But it also brings the caveat that you have to be careful not to get too overboard, not too obsessive, addicted to whatever it is that you're doing. So it's a card of moderation, right? Because that's how you need to operate with the Devil card. Okay, now moving on to your next card for future energy. I like this. This is the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is abundance energy. We're right back to that Empress there. I really feel like the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress cards both embody that energy of manifestation, abundance, being able to create the life you desire. The Queen of Pentacles really has that Earth Mother energy. The Queen of Pentacles is really about the internal emotional experience of being abundant. So queens are always the feminine expression of the energy of the card. Kings are the masculine expression of the energy of the card. Remember, we live in a world of duality, male, female, good, bad, up, down, all of those things. So the queen, we're talking pentacles, and if you look at this card, she's got a lot of stuff. She's got beautiful clothing. She has a peacock. She's in a gorgeous manicured garden. Obviously, she is wealthy and has everything that she could possibly need. So we're talking abundance here in the material world, right? And so we're talking about resources. So you have the resources that you need, Scorpio. You do have them, but you need to feel it inside, right? You need to really embody what does it feel like to be abundant. All right. And then you have another queen. I love it. Really enforcing that feminine energy, that internal expression of the energy. Queen of Wands. Wands, of course, is fire energy. It is the energy of acting. It is the energy of passion and drive. So once you're feeling abundant, now you can move forward and take action on it, right? She knows what she wants and she goes after it. So this is definitely a card for you, Scorpio. Okay, now, itchy nose, sorry about that. Then your challenge row. Challenge row for the month of September, Scorpio. Your very first challenge card is the King of Cups. You're going to be challenged very, very much to not be overwhelmed by all the things that you're feeling. It may be an emotional month. You've got a lot of stuff going on here, particularly that counting the cost. And oftentimes when we count the cost of something, especially if it involves people, okay, in our relationships, often when we count the cost, then it brings up feelings of, how could they do that to me? And, oh, I'm so sad that this is, this is going to have to change in order for me to get what I need out of it. A lot of feelings are going to come up. But the King of Cups is the masculine expression of the energy of emotion, right? And so he is able to master that well. And so your challenge is going to be like the King of Cups. Master those emotions. Don't let them overwhelm you. Your second challenge, you may need to let go, Scorpio. Four of Pentacles. Now, typically in its upright position, I read this card as creating a good, stable foundation for resources, because 4 is a stable number. It's a number of stability. But if we get mired in it, then we can be like too comfortable, staying in our comfort zone, right? In its balanced position, which is how you received it, he is balanced and he is creating good resources. However, you have it in the challenge position. So it's going to be really challenging for you, Scorpio, to not just stay there in your comfort zone and not make these changes, counting the costs, setting the boundaries like we spoke of. That's going to be your challenge. You're going to want to just, oh, it's okay. They're not always like that. Or, oh, I have enough energy, or I have enough resources. I can go ahead and do that. I'll sleep when I'm dead, that kind of thing. But that's not what we're talking about here. That's going to be your challenge. Your challenge is going to be you're going to want to stay there and you're not going to want to make the changes. Your challenge is going to be standing up for what you believe in. The true you, right? Being you, authentic. This is a card of authenticity. 7 of Wands, again, fire energy, action. And what we see is this person who is defending this doorway. the other wands are arrayed against him, and he is holding his wand in a warding position. He's protecting something. What is he protecting? Well, it's fire energy. He's protecting his passions, his drives, what he believes in, right? And he does it with action. He's not just standing there passively. He is actually doing it. So your challenge is going to be authentic this month, to stand up for yourself, to live your truth. Okay, now what is your blessings card? Well, your very first blessing card is the Five of Wands. You're going to have a lot of things that you're going to want to do. Five of Wands, typically this card is read as conflict or too many, your actions are scattered, right? You have too many things that you want to do, and it can be confusing to know which one to go after. But for you, it's going to be a blessing because you're going to be able to corral that. Five of Wands can be you have a lot of passion and drive, and that you are overcoming conflict. All right, and then you have the Page of Swords as a blessing card. You're going to know what the truth of the situation is, Scorpio. You will be able to figure it out. The Page is a messenger. Swords has to do with air, and that has to do with our mind, how we think, how we're able to perceive truth, be logical, and also communicate. So I am going to say that over the course of this month, you're really going to get the clear messages about your situation that you really need to know, and you're going to be able to see the truth of it. And when you see the truth of it, that is going to motivate you to take action. Okay. Then you have the Seven of Pentacles. Got a lot of fives and sevens here in these last few cards. Now the Seven of Pentacles, notice that she's looking up at the fruit on the tree, and we see the fruit on the tree is pentacles. So this is our resources again. You're really dealing a lot this month with your resources, which is a good thing. And she's looking at it and she's going, okay, is this fruit ready to be picked? Is it ripe? Is the effort that I'm putting in worth it? Is the juice worth the squeeze? As one of my favorite tarot readers says. Yeah, so you're analyzing, you're seeing. Now, this is in the blessings row. So it is a blessing to be able to do this, to be able to discern this, right? Because if you can figure out, hey, if all my effort, is it worth it? If my effort is worth it, then I'm going to get out of it what I'm expecting to get. And if it's not worth it, then you can ditch it. You can say, no, I am putting too much energy into that. It is not worth it. I am going to move on from that because I'm wasting my effort there. So that is a true blessing. And that is something you'll be able to do this month. Now, the energy underlying the reading is the card that was on the bottom of the deck, and your card is Five of Swords. Now, what we see here is a soldier who apparently has been victorious. He's raising his sword in victory. He has 4 other swords that he's collected, and we can see that behind him here on the battlefield are the defeated. So he has won a battle of some type. Now, it's 5, so this is conflict energy. And it's swords, which has to do with our mental processes and our communications with others. So he's communicating right now that, I see some truth. I'm having to fight for what I believe in, for what is true for me. But I am victorious right now. The war is not over. This battle might be won, but the war is not over yet. I'm still in the thick of it, but I'm making progress. I'm succeeding. So I like this card for you, Scorpio, because it tells me that all this hard work that you're going to be doing, with really finding out what it's costing you, being able to figure out what your truth is, standing up for it, setting some boundaries, all of that hard work is going to pay off for you. It's going to be worth it. You just have to stick to it. I like this a lot. Okay, now your last card is from the Oracle of the Dragon Fae. And I probably am not pronouncing this correctly, but your card is Queen Una. A brilliant solution is on its way. Now, There is a practical approach to a seemingly unsolvable problem. If you take this tack, it will have fantastic results. Look at how you can follow the letter of the law, so to speak, and yet be innovative and clever in your approach. Put your own needs first and do not be a victim in this situation. There is a way out, and it involves using your wits and wiles and being aware that it is right and fair for you to do so when you have so much at stake. Using the gifts of the earth and of Gaia, of air and water, for practical ends with magical results. Affinity with rowan wood. Brainstorm solutions. Get really creative. Think of the different talents you have and think of how to present yourself in order to outwit someone who wishes to take advantage of you. Do not feel that because you are a gentle and beautiful person that you cannot give as good as you get and better. You can indeed outwit this foe. Using distraction and ingenuity, you will defeat the threat at hand and win with integrity. Ooh. Win with integrity. I like that message a lot because integrity is what, where is it? Integrity is what the Seven of Wands is all about. Being integrous, being true to your word. You can do it this month, Scorpio, and I think it's going to be a very good month for you. It will have its ups and downs, but you are going to be victorious. I know it. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you'll join me next month. Please hit like and subscribe and all the things. Share this video so that other people can get the message. I would love for that to happen for more people. Thank you. And comment and let me know how the month went for you. And I'll see you next month. Bye.